Throughout history, many have tried to maintain a happy medium between professional and personal development. Are they doing this? Unfortunately, for some, no. Welcome to Pain to Passion with your host, DeAnna Bookert and Nakisha Madam Cupid King, who give their expertise on maintaining the balance between professional and personal development. So here they are, the amazing ladies themselves, DeAnna and Nakisha.
Greetings. You are tuned into the iCandy Radio Network show, P2P Live. I am your host, Nakisha Madam Cupid King, and I have with me DeAnna, the Coach Booker. Hey, DeAnna.
Hello, Nakisha.
Happy Monday.
It is Monday.
How was your week?
It's going good. You know, we had a turn for good weather here, and it's been very, very nice outside, so we're enjoying the beautiful weather.
This weather is so confusing to me. 1 minute it's cold, the next minute it's hot. I had my arms out on the Friday, and I was just like, this is not going to work. I'm freezing, and I have on a dress. I didn't bring a jacket because I thought it was going to be warm. I'm just all confused.
All over the place.
This is that pneumonia weather like it was back in December.
Yeah, it's been pretty up and down. No consistency with the weather here.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm not going to question the Lord about his weather. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Well, we have a great show today. We have joining us motivational and empowerment speaker, certified executive business and life coach, Shanitria Kittrell. She will be joining us. She is also an author in the Pain to Passion, Our Valley Experience anthology that will hit stores and Amazon, on March the 15th, and she's one of the co-authors. So without further ado, Shanitria, are you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Welcome to P2P Live. We're so excited to have you today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
So if you don't mind, please tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Shanitria Kittrell. I am, as you stated, a motivational empowerment speaker. I am also a certified life coach, as well as an executive business coach, as well as a civil court mediator. I also own a few businesses. I own a nonprofit, which is called Amazing Testimonies Incorporated, where we deal with the social economic issues in South Carolina, such as homelessness, domestic violence, and at-risk youth. I also have a consulting firm where we deal with business, any aspects of business. So if you want to start a business, grants, if you want to start a nonprofit, so anything from A to Z about business, basically our firm can help you dealing with those, anything pertaining with that. And also, I'm a caterer, so have a full-service catering company as well. And it's called Catering, and catering starts spelled with a K, K-A-T-E-R-I-G, Catering by Kittrell, and we abbreviate that with KBK. And it's a full-service catering company where we basically supply all of your catering needs. Our slogan is, we cater to you. So I'm pretty busy, but I enjoy everything that I do. And so that's just a snippet of what I do.
Wow, that's a lot you have going on, and definitely a businesswoman, as we would say. One of the things that you had mentioned just now, you said that you were an executive business coach. Now, the world that we're in now, everyone is a coach. And so I'm seeing so many more coaches that are springing up on social media and et cetera. And, now with the hype of Periscope, you see a lot of coaches on Periscope. So tell us, what is exactly an executive business coach? Kind of speak to the audience and explain that for us.
Well, first of all, I would like to say I'm a certified executive business coach. So my background is in business. I have my bachelor's degree in business administration, and also I am a certified business coach. So basically I went through training to become certified. Executive business coach is basically where I can go into any organization and basically help them with any type of problems they may be having with their organization. So say, for instance, if the organization may be having some issues with strategic planning, I can go in and help them with their strategic planning. They may be having some root cause analysis problems. I can go in and do some root cause analysis problems with them and see about doing some training with them to see where are the problems that you're facing in your business. How can we fix these problems, and also do some evaluation about it. The corrective action plans that we put in place, did they correct those problems? If not, let's evaluate the plans that we did put in place and see where we need to tweak them. So executive business coaching is basically, it's more geared towards businesses and seeing how can we help you move past some of the issues that you may be facing in your business. As well as executive business coaching is for those businesses or even individuals that may be wanting to get their businesses off the ground. It can be from someone that's just starting a business that they have no idea where to start with their business. So I can mentor them one-on-one and ask them, okay, what it is that you want to do with your business, or what do you want to start? What type of business is it that you want to start? Some people, they have a big idea of wanting to start a business, but they have no clue what all is involved with starting a business. So with them, I'm taking them step by step, going from the A to the Z of what they need to do. And in coaching, it's not doing it for them. It's basically holding them accountable for the actions that they need to take for their own business. And it's like being that accountability partner for them and sitting down with them and coming up with these action plans and these steps and time frames and timelines that they need to have for themselves, because it's not my business, it's your business. So it's all about empowering them and having them to understand, and also teaching them the steps of their own business and what they need to do in their business, and identifying what it is they may need to do for their business, or even identifying what problems or issues they may have in their business, depending on the scope of their business, how big their business is. Is it a small business or is it a corporation? So it just depends on what kind of business it is and the scope of the business that they're in and what issue it is that they're facing.
Sounds amazing. And I get it. There are so many different levels of coaching. Executive business coaching you don't hear as often, and I definitely point out that certified, and that does make a difference, because there, like you say, there's a lot of individuals that are coaches now, but definitely to set the bar a little higher, having certification and that extra level of expertise is very helpful and essential. So I commend you for that and all the different hats that you're wearing as a professional businesswoman. And I was looking a little bit into some of the things that you listed. And, a lot of times for women, it's always, the notion of I want to start a business, I think I can start a business, and it never really goes from there. So, what would you say to that woman that's saying, I think I have a passion for something, and I'm contemplating whether entrepreneurship is something I want to even venture out to? What would be that first step that you would just share with that person?
And that's another one of my passions, is speaking to women and having them to step out, because first of all, women have to understand that they have to take time out for self as well. And a lot of time as women, we are so selfless, where we give so much of ourselves to other people, where it is our husbands or our families or our church organizations and our children. And we give so much of ourselves out to others that we rarely think of ourselves. And when we do take that time to think about ourselves, we think that we feel guilty about it. And so a lot of times women will have these seeds that are planted in us and these ideas and these desires, and they go nowhere with them because they think, well, I can't do it because, you know, I have to take my kids to soccer practice and my husband has to eat and I have to do my job. And so it doesn't go anywhere from there. And when I speak to women and when I go out and I do these motivational speakings, I always tell them, you know, that you matter as well. You know, your husband, you know, he has goals and desires, and I'm pretty sure that you're helping him to accomplish those goals and desires, and your kids have goals and desires, and you're helping them as well. But where do you fall into that puzzle of having your goals and desires filled as well? Because you matter. And so, you know, even it's nothing wrong with taking that small step of seeing what does it take to start your business. What's wrong with taking the small step of seeing what it takes to get your EIN number? What's wrong with taking that small step of sitting down and I'm going to take an hour a day, or I'm going to take, you know, Saturday morning to sit down and start my business plan. And so it doesn't have to be, and I think sometimes when people think of starting businesses, they think that they have to rush into it full force, where starting a business, you know, it's something that happens gradually. And so I think whenever I speak to women and I explain this process to them, you know, I always tell them, you know, it's something that happens gradually. It's something that you research about. It's information gathering. It's something that is possible for you to do. And, you know, if you have, you know, the support of your loved ones, it's most definitely something that's obtainable, and it's something that you're worth having. You are worthy to have this opportunity if it's a desire that's been planting into you. And if it's something that you truly want, it's something that you're most definitely worthy of having.
Well, that is definitely an amazing outlook to have, and I truly appreciate how honest and open you are about, you know, how we as women sometimes, you know, we're mothers, we're wives, we're business women, we go to, you know, we work, we have positions in our church, and it keeps us busy, and oftentimes we got to remember to take time for ourselves and that we are worthy. Now, one of the things I definitely want to discuss with you is the fact that you're an author in the Pain to Passion, Our Valley Experience Anthology, and, you know, you were able to come in and show how you changed your pain into your passion. And one of the quotes that I really love from you is you said that your obstacles in life are not meant to destroy you. They are tests to help develop your amazing testimony. And you were able to share your testimony in this book. And I just want to get you to share a little bit about your experience and what made you decide to be a part of this.
What basically, I've always been a writer. Like I journal and I write a lot. I actually sleep with a journal. I wake up in the middle of the night and I journal. So I have tons of journals, and I journal anything from goals, accomplishments, feelings, anything. I journal a lot. And books has always been something that I said that I wanted to write. And notice I've said books. So when this opportunity came, I was like, wow, this is the perfect opportunity for me, because I didn't know exactly where I wanted to start. But when it came and the title was like, you know, pain, you know, your valley experience. And so it gave me the opportunity to start with what it was that I discovered was the one thing that had plagued me and caused the start of so many things that happened in my life, the start of the pain the trigger of the pain in my life that happened in so many different relationships in my life, and the root of it, which was rejection, which is the title of my chapter in my book, which was Rejected at Birth, But I'm Still Worthy, and how that just triggered into all of the relationships that I entered into. and basically how I was able to identify that in my marriage. I was married for 10 years, and I finally came to the realization that this marriage is not working. And it was a hard realization to come to, but I remember when I was just talking about how we give so much of ourselves away, and I gave so much of myself away to my career. I gave so much of myself away to my marriage. I also raised my nephew due to the passing away of my sister. I put so much away into others that when I got a divorce, I remember asking myself, and I even asked other people, who am I? I had no idea who I was. I had no idea. And I was like, who am I? No one, and people were going around asking, looking at me like I was crazy, like, you don't know who you are? And I was like, I have no clue. And what I meant by that, I knew who I was professionally, but I did not know who I was personally, because I had totally split those two people into two separate people, and because I was living a double life. My personal life was a facade. I acted like everything at home was perfect. I acted like my home life was all together. I acted like everything was, just pristine, but I was living behind smoke screens. Home life was not perfect. Home life was not good. Home life was, it was very troublesome. It was very hurtful. It was very painful. And I had a lot of things going on, but no one knew, because I played that facade very, very well. But it wasn't until I got the divorce, and I remember, reading my Bible and coming across the scripture of Genesis 1:26 and 27, and when it just hit me when God was like, I made you in the likeness and the image of God, and God made us in his image, and he made us male and female. And so it hit me that, if I'm made in the likeness and the image of God, God is made in everything of goodness. So everything that is good is everything that is me. So I am beautiful, I'm wonderful, I'm intelligent, I'm marvelous, I'm lovely, I'm kind, so everything that is good, that is what I am, because I'm made in his image and in his likeness. And so that's what I had to start reprogramming into myself, because those were not words that I heard for all of my life. And I got divorced at 32 years old. I never heard those words. So those were words, and those were things that I had to start ministering to myself, and I had to start programming into myself, because I'd never heard them before.
Well, I definitely can relate, and I'm sure many women can relate to not fully knowing who we are, because, of course, our first notion, especially when we get married and we have children, all of those things we put above and before our personal needs and desires and things that we want to do. And then we get to that place where we're like, okay, what about me? And then you have all these other things that settle in, depression and, self-worth being questioned and all those different things. And so many women deal with that. What would you say, I'm really big on giving the first step to get a woman really thinking beyond what they see in the natural, because a lot of times, even for myself, I dealt with depression, and although being a minister of the gospel, knowing prayer works and faith changes things, it wasn't until someone shared their story of steps that they took to overcome that bad place that they were in, that dry place, that desert season that they were going through. So what would be that first step that you would share with that woman, and then share with us contact information? How can, anyone get in contact with you if they want to learn more about your different business ventures, your nonprofit, or have you as a speaker?
Sure. And I also have to share with you also, DeAnna, that I, too, went through a severe bout of depression as well. And so I can totally relate to what you're saying about depression, because that was the deep hole that I was in, where I was like, who am I? I have absolutely no idea and no clue. And the first step that I did go to, it was my faith. But a lot of people are sometimes are not there. And so sometimes the first thing that you can do, the first thing that I know that I did was sometimes it being that listening ear. And I think that whenever we come out of these situations, it is a obligation to tell your testimony. Because if you come out, I believe that as being a woman of faith, that when you have a testimony and God brought you out of this situation, that he brought you out for a reason. And I believe it's Bishop T.D. Jakes that he made a statement that said, can God trust you with trouble? And if God can trust you with that trouble, it's evident that he knew that you were going to be able to come out of that situation. Does it feel good while you're in that situation? No, it does not. But he evidently knew that you were strong enough to handle it. And I follow you all the time, DeAnna, and I know that you say that I am strong. I am purpose. And so he gives us that strength to come out of that situation, but also he gives us a responsibility and an obligation to go and grab our sister and to tell her, I understand what you went through. I understand how you feel. And I'm not here to necessarily preach to you, and I'm not necessarily here to quote every Bible scripture to you that I may know, but I'm here for you to listen to what it is that you're going through. And whatever you need from me, I am here for you. If you need for me to tell you my testimony, if you need for me just to be this listening ear for you, I am here for you. And so when I go about and I do the movement that I have is the You Are Worthy movement, that's my message, because my message is, we may not come from the same socioeconomic backgrounds, but I believe that women can connect on that emotional level. We all may be able to connect from being hurt, maybe being from infidelity, from being going through hard marriages, going from depression, anxiety. There is a connection that we may be able to connect on an emotional level. And so I think that the first step is to be able to tell that testimony to someone that may not be strong enough within themselves, but just being there for that person and making yourself available to them to say, I know what you're going through, and I've been there, and I'm here for you. And I think that because I made myself available to others through social media, through my church, through my faith, just being open wherever, and sometimes God will just send them to me, I think that was my first step. And the way that many can get in contact with me, they can call me. My phone number is 803-409-9542. I'm available through any of my social media by my name, which is very unique, Shanitria Kittrell, and that's SHANITRIA. Last name is Kittrell, KITTRELL. Also by email, UR, and that's the letter U, the letter R, .worthy@ymail.com. And then also my website is shanitriakittrell.com.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate you sharing your time from your busy schedule, because you are a woman of many talents. So we appreciate you sharing with us, and can't wait to read about your testimony in the Pain to Passion, Our Valley Experience Anthology, which will release on March the 15th. And so we definitely thank you. We got to wrap it up right now, but to all our listening audience out there, we appreciate you for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with us at P2P Live. Check us out on the iCandy Radio Network or Bold Radio Station. We are heavily syndicated. And this has been Nakisha, Madam Cupid King, and DeAnna Bookert. It has been a pleasure. You all have a great and prosperous day.
Thank you for listening to P2P Live, the show that's changing history for all. When purpose meets passion, balance is restored.